Creatures from the world of the undead.
The most bizarre.
Devil worship, Satanism, black magic, or witchcraft. Zodiac killer.
All lights go out and the monsters are released from their coffins.
Now, prepare yourself for the most gruesome and grotesque experience of them all. The Creep-O-Rama.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Start the episode.
Wait a minute. Yes, you just said the sequel to Forrest Gump was going to have Forrest Gump's kid contracting AIDS from Ginny.
Yes.
And go.
Yes.
That's
in utero.
There was a sequence.
I would hope
That doesn't happen though, right? I don't think it does. You can contract it in utero. It would have to happen. I'm speaking out of school here, guys.
yeah,
Josh,
I'm pretty sure that's the case, though.
I think it's important to make this next part splashy. Go ahead.
There was a sequence of Forrest hiding in the back seat of OJ's Ford Bronco.
Wow.
And
it's a significant event.
Yeah.
I remember it.
It's significant as to why Forrest Gump made it into the back of OJ's.
It's historical.
Yeah. Forrest befriends a Native American who is killed in the Oklahoma City bombing.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. And then one of the funnier sequences, I think I have a quote. It was going to start
so
with
far. This is
funnier than both of those.
It says it was going to start with his little boy having AIDS. Who
laugh a minute? Jesus,
the Oscar-winning co-writer of A Star Is Born is talking about this because they were working on it, and people wouldn't go to class with him in Florida. So he had a funny sequence where they were desegregation busing in Florida at the same time. So people were angry about either the busing or their kids having to go to school with the kid who had AIDS, and there was a big conflict. We had a funny sequence, and I'm like, what? Yeah. Hilarious, dude.
Kings of comedy. Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm just depressed now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm glad we're able to start the episode on a high note.
I'm going to go to Bubba Gump after this.
Yeah. So this episode we're covering Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
And,
this episode's sponsored by Bubba Gump Shrimp Company.
What's funny about that is, like, Josh, you just had that ready.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't planned.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Derek comes in here and he's you guys
Derek, nothing. Derek did nothing.
Before we started recording, Derek was like, did you know a lot of people talk a lot of shit about Forrest Gump? And I was like, oh, I remember hearing about a sequel. And I had posted it before on Twitter, and the tweet blew up, and everyone was like, "What the fuck?"
Funny you should say that.
Like
Forrest Gump shirt that I have on.
Yeah, no, I just have a Google alert for any time a movie features a child with AIDS, and it's
you got one of the Derek's letterbox lists going.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. We did get another kind of a segue. Face Off, we get a dead kid in the first few seconds, and then this trilogy, we got a dead kid in the first few seconds of sudden death.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah. Crushed to death. JCVD didn't get crushed to death.
No. Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't know.
Do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. So the burning building or burning house collapsed on top of him, and then he crushed the kid?
No, I think
he smothered the kid?
Yes.
Yeah, I assume she's
with love. It was he loved the kid too
love
much.
And hope.
Yeah.
Love and hope.
And then as he was giving the kid love and hope, the building fell on top of him. That
sounds horrible.
Yeah.
What movie are we talking about? Die Hard 7?
Yeah. Die Hard,
he made
Die
up
Hard
for
7, this time it's a Jean-Claude.
Yeah, Die Hard 7, Sudden Death.
Almost. Bruce actually was offered the role in Sudden Death and turned it down because he was doing Die Hard with a Vengeance at the time.
He turned it down because he was doing the same movie.
They offered it to Arnold first, and he had just made True Lies and Junior, so he said no. They offered it to Sylvester Stallone, and he didn't like the script, and then they offered it to Bruce Willis, and he was like, sorry, I'm already doing Die Hard 3.
Whoa.
And so they offered it to Jean-Claude Van Damme.
And here's the thing.
So he was the fourth fucking
and I honestly think that he's the only way that it works.
Yeah.
He's the only way it works in all of these fucking 80s and 90s. He could do all the Arnold movies, the fucking Stallone movies.
So funny because the one thing that I have in common with all these movies is that the one thing I don't like about it is him talking.
Yeah, he's not the best actor, but for some reason he just has that.
It's
that
not
pull.
even the acting.
I love his
Well, it's because
talking.
half the
You know,
time
you
I
would be so
literally
much
can't
better if
understand
you
what
were
he's
just
saying.
silent.
No,
Just
no.
don't speak.
Yeah. Just
do
hit.
do 2 splits a scene, walk
To-
away.
Every scene.
That was the only. I was just gonna say that's the only downside of this trilogy. Is the only splits
Trilogy.
we get
Yeah.
is Timecop,
Timecop, yeah.
and they were those 2 splits were really really good.
Yeah, especially
really
the,
good.
the
Yeah.
one on the sink to avoid being electrocuted.
One in the sink.
Oh yeah. That's-
Fantastic split.
Yeah.
Also,
That's-
Timecop gives you a straight up ass shot.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. He's
yeah.
got it going on. He's
Yeah.
got it going on.
Sudden
It's
death
like
is not
Jennifer
a
Lopez
very...
and entrapment shit too.
Yeah, that's Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh yeah.
Sudden death.
I was
is not
thinking
a
about his
very-
ass, not theirs.
That's me too. Go ahead, Derek.
I was going to say, Sudden Death is not a very Van Damme-esque movie.
No.
No.
It's,
Which
I guess makes sense
explains
because
why
he's
it
the
was
fourth.
offered to 3 other people.
Right,
yeah,
It doesn't feel like it was
right.
written for him.
What's funny is like I that plays into doesn't play into, but that connects so well because while I was watching it, I texted James and I was like, "This is his Die Hard."
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
I
of
think
course it is because it was written for Bruce Willis.
Yeah, and also it's like two. There's been 2 Die Hard since then, and I would say
Mhm.
I don't think that the thing that I find amazing with all 3 of these movies is that they're simultaneously great and bad in equal amounts.
That's
so
every Jean-Claude Van Damme
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
There's
But
not
like-
one of them that's
100%,
not
yeah.
that.
No, and it's so fascinating because like
JCVD's legitimately great. We'll talk about it when we
It's-
get
It
to
is.
it.
one-
It's
the
awesome.
Yeah,
writing
it's-
is usually meh. It's fine. The dialogue, it depends on whose dialogue it is.
Right.
Like Powers Booth can fucking nail anything, but then
Oh,
some,
yeah, he's
some of
perfect.
the other ones you're like,
Yeah.
okay, whatever. But he has the best action shit out of
Yeah.
any
Oh,
of the
yeah.
guys. Out
Yeah.
of Stallone, Schwarzenegger.
He's probably
maybe
the
not
most
maybe not
handsome, too.
Schwarzenegger because Schwarzenegger
yeah.
has the help of fucking
Yeah.
Terminator 2.
Yeah.
But like, bro, all of these fucking
Oh, yeah.
But like the fight sequences for sure, because Jean-Claude
Yeah.
does a lot of his own
Yeah.
Right.
martial
That's
arts.
what I
and
was going to
stuff,
ask. Is he
Yeah.
actually does he do most of the
Yeah.
stunts?
Yeah.
I think
That's-
so.
Those are
That's
his
gotta be why
Splits,
he's
he
so
has
good.
splits are him, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
He
the
has
splits
this,
are him,
like-
but like all the fight choreo.
Yeah, I think so. And that's why I think he's more
Physical.
yes, but I want to say relatable, even though he's still not. Like he's so
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
shredded
He does-
and handsome.
He does more. He does look more like a normal
Shredded,
dude
yes,
than either
handsome and
Arnold or
French.
Stallone.
Because Arnold's fucking 6'3".
Arnold's a
and, like,
mountain.
He's
Yeah,
a Mr.
Mr.
He's a
Olympia.
Universe.
Yeah.
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 He's Mr. Universe.
Yeah,
Literally,
Van
Jean-Claude's
Damme
the
is-
only one who can crack walnuts with his ass.
That's
Yeah,
true.
at least-
That's true.
Could. At
He's
one
like
point.
he's like
Hold
the
on,
guy.
hold on.
He's the guy next door.
Yeah.
Yeah, who can crack walnut?
The guy
Jean-Claude
next door
Van
that
Damme.
can crack walnuts with his ass.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
That was they used to talk about it. I think he was on Letterman or something, and he had mentioned it because it became a known thing that because he's obviously his legs and glutes and everything are very well trained from all the splits and the kicking. So yeah, he back in the 90s he could crack a walnut with his ass.
I mean,
Dre
makes sense.
throwing a clip.
No. Are you sure? I can crush a walnut with my butt.
Oh, no. Impressive, but no. Maybe if I were baking. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah,
makes
I
sense.
mean, no argument against that. But you have to look it
No
up. I'm sure.
argument against
Yeah,
it.
no,
I'm sure
no.
that sounds
Yeah, no.
real. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
The,
flustered now just thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to picture it, and it's kind of weird.
So Sudden Death wasn't actually written for Jean-Claude, obviously, but it wasn't written for any of those guys. Sudden Death was
Oh.
written for the arena.
Yeah.
The movie was produced by the owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, and
No way. I
the
didn't know
story
that.
was written by his wife because she thought Civic Arena would make a good spot for an action film because they
hold
had
on.
the big retractable roof.
Parts of the story were written by her. I don't know how much of
Yeah,
it.
no, the
Yeah.
story was
She
pitched,
runs
the story was pitched
Yeah.
by her, and then the
Yeah.
screenplay was beefed
Yeah.
up, and apparently the mascot fight was like added by the screenwriter, and then
But the goalie
something
fight,
else.
they had come up with a whole other thing
Yeah, I
about
think the director put
defecting
that
to
in.
Russia or something.
Yeah,
Like
it was. It was pulled from another script about defecting. Yeah,
like a goalie fight.
Well, just when he punches
the mascot fight, the goalie
the
thing where he dresses up as the goalie, which now makes me be like, wait, how does that help you defect from Russia?
I was gonna say that whole him going undercover as the goalie to go play the game for a minute. I was like, what?
So
we could have taken out this 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's such a funny idea. I'm with you, Derek. I'm 100% with you. However, it's a different movie. It's not.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
It's one of those like
see that movie.
It's like a Disney movie.
Exactly.
Like,
I was just gonna say it's like the Rookie of the Year, Angels in the Outfield type moment, where it's like
it's like Mighty Ducks.
This unexpected dad just stumbles into the NHL and makes the game
and not a single person fucking notices.
Game 7.
I love that he makes the fucking like
the hand signal.
That's
everything.
So
yeah,
good.
That's good.
It's so good. The foreshadowing too at the beginning of the movie, like, I played goalie, and it's like, where is this leading to?
These just really set it right up.
But dude, he's running around a stadium that's got 20,000 fans during the fucking Game 7 of Stanley Cup Finals, disarming a bunch of fucking bombs and kicking the shit out of terrorists. And then he's like, okay, let me take a fucking break from that.
Yeah, like the best way that I can think of to get out of this chase is to hide as this dude who I like that they show the guy like he's still on the table.
Mask.
Right.
But also like this is his idea to hide from the chase that he's currently in. He goes out on the fucking ice, does the whole thing, does a fucking saving move and shit. Leaves the ice, gets into a fight, leaves the ice. And it gets back into the chase again.
It was just a little deep. It was a side
breather.
Yeah, it was
with just like
story.
a handful of minutes left in the game where the stadium's about to blow up. It's fucking awesome.
Until they went into overtime, which I think we all saw coming based on the title of the movie.
And it got me out of nowhere. I was surprised.
Was it?
I was like, oh my god, they're showing the movie title on the screen.
Yeah. Now I'm trying desperately to figure out what was the meaning of it. Was it he didn't cause sudden death?
No,
that was the play before.
He doesn't do it. It's
the other guy,
Thibodeau, who scores after him.
Thibodeau, Robitaille.
God, these fucking names.
Luc Robitaille was chosen. I went down a bit of a rabbit hole. Luc Robitaille was chosen to be the kid's favorite player because he had taken acting lessons when he was with the Kings, and so they were like, "If we need
specifically
for the Kings,
specifically because he took acting lessons with the lady who wrote the opening the arena script stuff." The fascinating movie, really.
Which is what's funny to me, because as I'm watching it, I'm like, man, I love this as a kid, but as an adult, I'm like, why the fuck did the Pittsburgh Penguins organization allow them to turn their mascot, their beloved Iceberg the Penguin, into a cold fucking killer for a good chunk of this movie? Like, you see its head get pulled off by a dishwashing machine and strangle the woman who just shot a guy in the face in front of this child and then tried to shoot the child.
Shoot the kid.
And I'm like, this is bad for the mascot. How did they agree to this? And then I pulled up and I'm like, oh, they fucking wrote it.
They fucking funded it.
And they produced it, of course, because they're like, check it out. This arena is really dope. It's got a retractable roof. Put an action star up there.
So the Civic Arena, because they don't open the entire roof, they just open that one sliver for the movie. So
enough to fit a helicopter.
Enough to fit a helicopter, which is one of the most.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. It's absolutely awesome. But
it's a top 5.
It's a top 5 for sure. But it's also Jaws 3 as fuck.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's how helicopters go down if you do that with the joystick. I feel like it was scary accurate. Just
and I love that the ladder. So the ladder is like perfectly aligned the whole time.
I wonder where they filmed that explosion scene, because I mean, it did really. It looked killer
in the Civic Arena.
I doubt they set an explosion off. It
really looked it. So Derek, do you know much about the Civic Arena? Like, have you ever seen it all the way open? Because you're
no.
Damn. Because I'm wondering now,
Canada's
like,
big, dude.
if it opens, does it like?
Well,
is it
Pittsburgh.
just this on one?
Oh yeah, that's right, Pittsburgh.
It's gone now.
Same
It's the Civic Arena. Apparently, that was their big selling point. Was it had the fully retractable roof, and then in 2000,
it broke, and they were like, "Well, we're not fixing that."
Yeah, at a certain point, I think it was like 2001 or something. They, or no, it was like, yeah, it was 2001 or something. They stopped retracting it all the way because the cost to maintain that and like everything that went into the fully retractable roof was just too expensive.
Was that the
and
first
it didn't make
stadium
sense.
to have it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of
Probably
them.
the
Well, I don't know
last.
about a lot of them, but some have it now. The Marlins Stadium in Miami has it, and they're actually about to do an.
But not
outdoor
like the spiral version, right?
Oh,
like there's
that's
just like a garage door.
Like,
Yeah,
I think it's.
I think this one, they said the cost to
Gotcha.
maintain it and everything was too high, so they stopped fully retracting it in 2001, and then they just kept it closed starting in 2005 or something, and then in like 2011 it got demolished. So and the Penguins moved across the street to a different arena.
Because I'm assuming that when it opens all the way up, it would still have to have that one piece sticking up of them all overlapped. Because that like that's not that's a terrible design.
No, it just does what the helicopter did. It goes straight up and then slides into a little holster in the side of the arena.
It's like a parking lot thick of just metal sliding down. Civic Arena.
Man. I love this movie so much. I hadn't seen this one in so long.
I think it's the first time I've watched it in English. I'm pretty sure the only time I watched it was dubbed in French because I rented in VHS in Quebec, and fucking anytime I'd rent a movie out there when I was a kid, I watched it the whole summer that I was there. So that was one of them.
Let's be real. That's probably the most accurate way to watch it because it's probably a hockey movie.
Yeah, I loved it as a kid. I mean,
so
my childhood was so fucking entrenched in hockey. So it was like Van Damme and hockey is fucking sick.
Yeah.
And then I'd never revisited it since then.
All three of these are really big hitters, which I haven't watched Hard Target or Sudden Death, and I've tried to watch Timecop, but as a kid, like a couple years ago, but the rest of these, like, they're just huge. They're some of the first action movies I ever saw, apparently. Yeah. Watching them, I was like, I don't remember. Oh, I remember everything. Every single fucking part of these movies. I haven't seen either of those movies in forever. And I'm like, that's where that came from. That's where that came from. That's where I picked up on that. Dude, I think that these are the best action movies.
I don't know what it is about it, because like, they're like, going back to what you guys were saying a minute ago, they're both 100% bad and 100% fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
It bothers me a little bit to say that it's bad.
Each one of them, each one of them's like,
because you're like, I know something about this is bad, but it's so not. Like,
it's
it kept me.
I think that's like you said, like that's just part of JCVD, is that maybe it has to do with compensating for the fucking accent. I don't know, but for whatever reason, there's always a little bit of cartoonishness to all of these movies, because you have to just suspend enough disbelief to be like, he's Cajun, all right.
Yeah.
Or he's just a random fire guy, I guess.
He is a time cop.
So,
actually, time cop is more believable than the other
That's
two.
the funny thing, is Time Cop's the most ridiculous one, and it's the best movie out of all three of them.
Yeah,
I would put. Well, we'll get into rankings at a later time, of course. But the last half of Hard Target is fucking
Hard Target.
Amazing.
I first off didn't know that it was a John Woo movie going into
his very first American movie.
That makes so much sense, because you could really feel both the positives and negatives of that. Like the beginning half.
I'm glad
movie,
we watched it now, right after we watched Face Off.
Yeah, right, 100%. Absolutely. So many more birds in Hard Target.
A lot
of doves.
But you get the back-to-back scene with him and Von Cleef at the end, and then they turn to shoot each other. It's the same thing you see in Face Off.
Fucking gunfights in Hard Target.
Oh, the Mr. and Mrs. Smith scene? Is that what you're talking about?
But the gunfights in the car, that fucking massive car chase in Hard Target Holy
dude, he
shit.
surfs a fucking motorcycle.
Yeah.
I don't have a driver's license, but I can ride a motorcycle a fucking
so
veteran
tight denim too.
Yeah.
Hold on,
tight denim.
Before we, I want to bring up the fucking
real tight,
so tight,
tight as fuck. And hold on.
It's important.
And
Get the tightness out.
Not only tight denim, but also tucked in shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, that's classic JCVD. He's constantly doing, of all the action stars we've seen in film history, he has the most smooth and amazing fucking kicks. And always wearing tight denim with a shirt tucked in perfectly that does not get untucked. Have you ever seen the pictures? Which there's no, I mean, maybe it's
show
real.
off that ass.
But those like memes of like it looks like a perfectly tucked in white shirt, but it happens to be like a onesie that people would. I feel like that's what he's got to be rocking because he's fucking dudes up, like because it never gets untucked.
Never.
Yeah, never.
Sorry, what were you trying to say? You had to mention James.
I want to. No, because we're talking about how crazy the shit in Hard Target is, but we have to touch on before we completely get away from sudden death. That entire sequence of him getting on the roof, falling through the roof, fucking going down the sky cam rig, down to the lamp things that then crawl down, that like pop out of the shit. Right. And then he manages to swing. He swings himself and throws an improvised fucking explosive device. And then fucking
that makes a perfectly man-sized hole.
That he Batman's his ass down through. Dude, so good. So good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot to mention.
Suck.
Yeah.
There's a lot to mention in sudden death. His son not getting up.
Oh my God, yeah. Dude, that genuinely as a kid, I remember being like, I could be that kid. That kid's a badass. He didn't move. And then I'm like, yeah, he didn't. Maybe you could have moved, honestly.
It's like, no, you're fucking dumb.
Like whenever he's like, I didn't move even in the explosion. And I'd be like, maybe you should have moved during the explosion.
Probably should have moved at that point, kid.
Yeah, but he does tell him. He says, "I don't care if the building is falling down. You don't move."
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's child abuse.
I did like all the MacGyver shit that he did, though. Like he made the little handmade bomb, and then he did the like that whole sequence with the air compressor just to kill one guy with a needle.
Yeah, one shot.
Right? It's fucking awesome.
So good.
So good.
Could have made more of those darts.
Yeah, setting the guy on fire with a water pistol was fucking great.
And that burn was so. First off, holy shit, the fucking guy's a bad guy. That's crazy. Yeah. I genuinely didn't see that coming.
One of the things I wrote was like how every film in the 90s had some kind of double cross.
Yeah, and they were so much better. And like,
it happened in Timecop.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that one
didn't see that coming either.
I was upset at that one.
Couldn't trust anybody in the 90s.
No, fuck no. Such a better time.
Are you in a Hollywood movie? Someone's gonna fucking double cross you.
Yeah. Which almost makes it like just made it so predictable to the point where for a minute there you'd watch an action movie and someone would enter the screen, you'd be like, that's the bad guy.
Yeah. The guy who seems the most trustworthy.
Like as soon as they introduced him. Like it was either Spiral or something, which I still enjoyed. I know everyone else hated that movie. But oh well, spoiler alert, the guy you're like, oh, I think he's the bad guy is the bad guy. Like
the guy with like the kindest eyes and very trustworthy and
it's like, it's still a fun movie, but like immediately they're like, "This is your new partner," and I'm like, "No, that's arrest that man." Like, what
I hate now that like they're almost trying to like subvert it, and they write or direct the actors to act shady, and then it turns out for them to not be anything, and you're just like, well, then why? Like, what? It's so like trying to get ahead of the plot twist. It's like just make the movie good, just make the characters likable. And then,
just put a fucking mascot fight in there, and we're good. Yeah,
which
just
by
turn
the
a
way,
helicopter on its ass.
100%,
and you don't need these reveals.
100% agree that, like, what are you doing? Like, you made your mascot fucking murdered, but also, holy shit, what a good fight!
Yeah, it was fucking
it goes on forever. Yeah. They include every part of that. That steam washer is the fucking VIP or the MVP of the movie.
Oh yeah. With the fucking mascot head getting all torn to shit by the fan. Like
I love the sound of it. The weird like Foley that they put in for it. So fun.
Yeah, the Foley there was very effective. And then later on in the movie, some guy pulls out a pistol and you just like, you see him holding it and you hear the cocking of a completely different model of gun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I notice that all the fucking time. All the time.
Speaking of gun sounds, Timecop has my favorite gun sounds, favorite future gun sounds.
Did you guys notice that they had, I fucking love the 90s. They had literal Mag-Lites. On hand
100% like just a fucking flashlight.
Just the whole flashlight. It's not happening.
I like it the one point when he actually picks it up and he's like, I have to turn this off. It's gonna give me away.
I can't do splits with this fucking Mag-Light in the way.
It's too bright. You're not gonna be able to see the split.
Also makes the gun like 40 pounds.
Yeah, there's no way you're being
you could just
with
throw
that.
it as a projectile at that point.
Which I think they did a couple of times.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh man, Timecop. I saw all of these in theaters. And I'm so blessed for that. And it's funny watching the beginning of Sudden Death. I'm like, oh, my dad is the one who got me into JCVD. And we would always go see whatever Jean-Claude Van Damme movie was in theaters when I went to visit him because I am a child of divorce. And so the opening sequence of Sudden Death, I'm like, hey. I've been here.
It's familiar.
I just love when the stepdad's trying to be cool. He's like, those look like Penguins tickets. And I'm like, it's game 7 of the Stanley Cup. You don't have to call them Penguins tickets.
Yeah.
You can be a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
Carl.
The vice president's going to be there. No one gives a shit that the vice president is going to the game. It's game
really
7.
Underplays it that like the wife I don't think really even ever understands how important the game is.
No, not at all.
Right.
Could have played it up, man.
Oh well. We still don't figure out who won because the sudden death overtime gets interrupted by homeboy landing on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I love Timecop might be Van Damme's second best haircut of all his movies, right behind
it's
Hard Target.
Not
Hard Target takes top cut.
Yeah, somebody else told me Time Cop was his peak mullet, and I'm like, did you not see Hard Target? Because Hard Target is the mullet.
No, there's no mullet in the history of cinema that mullets as hard as that mullet.
No. Blob. Blob's a better mullet.
But it's not even real. It's a wig in the Blob.
Yeah, but it's still
I don't know if the Blob looks better.
Wet. It's constantly wet.
David
it's constantly wet in Hard Target. That's disgusting.
Awesome.
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
Exactly. No, it's New Orleans.
Gross. The top part's not though.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, he looks like a fucking wrestler.
Yeah, I'd say David and Lost Boys has probably
that's a real
mullet.
tight. It's very tight.
That's a tight mullet.
The tight mullet.
But his is more like a fashion statement. Like you got to have the whole David look to really pull that off. Right. Whereas Jean-Claude has like a working man's mullet in Hard Target.
He's got a working man's mullet.
That is a denim tucked into tight denim mullet.
It's a double denim mullet for sure.
And he's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
Double denim mullet.
Double denim mullet.
His hair, he's gonna fuck you up, and his hair is gonna look fantastic when he does it.
That's the kind of mullet that only a man who unveils his leg as if he's brandishing a weapon can pull off.
Yes.
Yeah, but not to take away from the Time Cop mullet.
No, that is a
really good one too.
But the Time Cop mullet's very much a cop mullet.
Exactly.
It's a very good cop mullet.
It's a good cop mullet
in the movie,
right? But I'm saying, like, all cop mullets are bastards.
It doesn't. It doesn't have the same attitude as the Hard Target.
No.
It's a conservative mullet.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a mullet that you could put away.
That's
in
a professional
situations.
Honestly, I'd say that's a working man's mullet.
Sure.
Arguably, the Hard Target mullet is a not working man's mullet.
He wasn't working.
He didn't pay his union dues. Shit. He was trying to work. He didn't. He needed $217.
Touche.
Speaking about the money, I thought that was really funny. Of like, you need $217. There's so much money. Yeah. Which I mean, 200. Of course it's
somebody
money.
Was trying to buy somebody off with $100 at some point. And I was like,
$100. She offered him $100 a day, and that was supposed to be like huge money. And then same thing with they're giving the the homeless guys $10,000, which I mean, I'd take $10,000, but I feel like if
the
that movie was
reaction
made
to it in the movies is a lot more than sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change your life.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like if that movie were made today, it would have to be at least $100,000.
Homeless guy'd be like
easily.
Nah, 10 grand.
Yeah. Like, I'll do it.
I'm in LA. They're like, oh, this could change your life. I'm like, no, that's first month's rent and deposit. Like, I don't know what you're
You don't even get groceries.
Yeah. That's so weird.
But that was the 90s.
Yeah. I also
you could hunt humans for barely anything.
Right. You guys noticed that Sam Raimi produced this and Timecop.
Did you notice that Ted Raimi
Raimi's in it. Yeah. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Everybody change, man.
My other weird pet peeve with Hard Target is the fact that JCVD does not need to say the word daddy like 27 fucking times.
Oh yeah.
Like I felt that like I was like first time I was like
daddy.
First time I let it slide, I was like, okay, maybe that's just a weird like choice. But then he just kept doing it. He just kept fucking saying it to the point where it was just fucking weird.
Yeah.
She couldn't
like Van Damme's uncle on horseback with a bow and arrow is pretty fucking epic.
Yeah, it's fucking Wilford Brimley, dude.
That's gotta be
Blair.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Slow motion Wilford Blair.
That's gotta be the back print if you guys do a Hard Target.
Full explosion and everything.
Yeah.
When did Wilford Brimley decide? When did anybody decide that Wilford Brimley was allowed to be a Bayou guy?
I don't
What
know.
is that fucking accent, bro?
Yeah, I was all
fucking
for
awesome.
it though.
All for it, but
great.
man, that's the hardest movie to understand ever.
Yeah, not
Both
only
of
do
them
you
are just
have-
like, say one thing in English, please.
Yeah. But yeah, like, dude, not only is Wilford Brimley one in slow motion, two holding, I think it was either assault rifle or a shotgun, I couldn't remember, with a bow and arrow.
Yes.
On a horse.
Yeah.
Riding from away from an explosion.
It's amazing.
Epic.
Yeah,
and he's laughing in that scene too. Like you can see
he's having the fucking time of his life.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
Yeah. We're here to help.
Yeah. But dude, the slow motion in the last half of that movie, or like the whole climax of it, it was so excessive. And normally I can't stand slow motion, but the way John Woo like did it, I was like, this could not get better.
At regular speed, the movie's only 30 minutes long.
Probably, yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
Also, I was really impressed with Lance Hendrickson's ability to deliver a performance and say his lines while on fire.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
That so sick.
That first fucking shot. Dude, that first shot, he looks insane.
Yeah, looks nuts.
Yeah,
I love that.
Lance
Yeah,
Hendrickson
he
is
plays a
amazing.
fucking awesome villain, but like made an awful choice for his weapon. Or just a fucking single
One
shooter.
shot.
So I looked it up, and apparently it's a very popular like pistol with big game hunters. So that was kind of like an Easter egg. Is he doesn't usually have to kill. That's not his job, but
I got it.
So that's
Still fucking stupid.
It is a fun game, but it's not great for shootouts because you have to reload every time.
Right. Yeah, 9-year-old us's were like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
More importantly, can we talk about the fact that his fucking main goon is Imhotep?
Yeah.
This
was my introduction.
Gun that shoots fucking like arrows, I guess.
Yeah. This was my intro to Arnold Vosloo. So when I saw The Mummy, I was like, oh, fuck, it's Von Cleef. And everyone else got introduced to Arnold Vosloo by The Mummy. But I was like, that's guy from Hard Target, who has the best fucking line reads.
Oh my God.
This entire
he's the best
movie.
one of the whole movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
even just wakey, you fat fuck, the way
Bro,
so good.
Him, and I love that like the movie is marked by, as soon as you see him just blow him away point blank with a fucking shotgun, the rest of the movie is chaos.
Yeah.
It's just like holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah, he was awesome.
He's so good. Just like, if I come back here, I cut me a steak. I'm like, so fucking like,
Dude, yeah,
just diabolical.
I wonder if they wrote his or if he was coming up with shit for himself, because it feels like he's got better lines than the rest of everybody.
Oh, yeah, he's got to. Also, the way he says "son of a bitch" when the rattlesnake drops is so like I don't. His accent just vanishes for a second, and he's just completely shocked to see this guy with a rattlesnake on his face.
So I really want to know who came up with that scene.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I like. Was it John Woo's like? Yeah, we'll just have a rattlesnake and just punch it.
I feel like
you knock it out. Can you do that? Sure. Yeah. Jean-Claude Van Damme
slaps it first.
But, slaps it and tames it and then punches it. But like I could see
terrible aftercare.
I could see John Woo being like, yeah, that's a good idea. We're gonna do that. And I could also see JCVD going, what if I did this?
Yeah.
And then everybody else going like,
well, here's the thing.
He wants to knock out a rattlesnake.
I can see JCVD saying that, and then John Woo being like, "Yes,
sure,
absolutely."
Like, what do you usually have to worry about in these like backwoods of New Orleans? Like, are there rattlesnakes?
Jean-Claude Van Damme as though he's from New Orleans.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think there's rattlesnakes.
Yeah, there's rattlesnakes. I could find one of those.
Oh, I could punch one.
Yeah, I could knock one out and then rip off its tail.
Yeah,
which honestly. Animal cruelty aside, it is a really interesting fucking way to set up a trap.
Yeah, it was great.
It was very like apocalypto.
Yeah.
Just setting up a trap like that.
Yeah.
It was fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could totally see that being JCVD's ego like exploding through.
What do you mean ego?
Can't not have an ego and be JCVD
this was
with
like
that
JCVD. So I'm sure he was like, I punch a snake. Like, like I can't. There's no reason why your character would be cracking walnuts with his ass, Jean-Claude. How about we give you the rattlesnake?
Yeah.
We call it even. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
There was gonna be a scene where I crack walnuts with my ass, but they said you'll get the snake.
Yeah, let me punch a snake.
No, he's
I also love.
What are you talking about? That's Belgian.
Oh man, I also loved as I was watching it and everything is going down. I'm like, wait, where are the police in this? I feel like, and I was like, is this an alternate universe where there is no law enforcement? Like they're just fucking chasing guys down with machine guns and murdering them. It's not broad daylight, obviously. It's late,
on fucking Bourbon Street.
And then there's the part on Bourbon Street, and then they're like, "Oh no, the police are on strike." And I'm like, "Oh, right."
I didn't
there's like a 10
that.
second throwaway scene where they're like, "Yeah, cops are on strike," and I'm like, "There you go." I guess that's an easy way to just remove them from the equation.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they should have just had Lance Hendrickson buy off the police chief.
Yeah,
another double cross.
That would have been a nice little story beat for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't get double crossed in Hard Target.
No.
That's where they fucked up.
Yeah, that's
oh man.
That's what made that movie not as good.
But what made up for it is the scene at the end when he's fighting Lance Hendrickson and Lance has the piece of wood that's on fire. And he's got that epic moment where he grabs it and you just stand there and he's just like, this is so fucking hot. But I'm okay. I'm going to power through it.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
So good. Oh, it's great.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about LaFours, who's also in that final scene.
You don't know who LaFours is?
You don't know who LaFours is?
You don't know who LaFours is.
Yeah, LaFours is, was
the
he's
guy... even got 2 kills.
They're from this movie.
Did you catch that, James?
I caught you guys talking about it, but I didn't see him.
It was the dude. Yeah, it was the dude that. What'd you say, Josh? That
he did. So yeah, Jean-Claude steals one dude's pistol, turns around, holding it upside down,
right,
empties the clip into this guy's
is he the big guy?
Yeah, he's the big guy, the crazy Zubaz pattern shirt.
Oh, okay.
And,
I didn't realize that was
completely underutilized.
I was too busy paying attention to that fucking fresh ass move.
Yeah, he fucking turns the gun upside down, empties the clip into this dude's chest, And then Roundhouse kicks him in the face.
Yeah.
Like, you're
That's what
already
killed him.
dead. You
No,
just
no,
got
no.
shot.
No, he snapped his neck.
times.
Come on, hold on.
And
No.
how disrespectful. Jean-Claude Van Damme's like,
Kid
while
logic.
you're bleeding out, I'm going to roundhouse kick you in the fucking face.
No way, dude. He was wearing a vest. All those bullets were just to push it back. He snapped his neck with the kick.
And that's not the only one. Jean-Claude Van Damme roundhouse kicks like 4 or 5 dudes after shooting them in this movie.
Yeah.
You're like,
Well, that's how you make them go down.
That's
Otherwise, they
move.
stay standing up.
Did you catch the one in the first fight outside of her car where he goes to like the guy's running at him, and then he like, of course it's in slow-mo. Camera cuts to the street view, and he goes to trip him, but the guy's already in the air.
Yeah.
Before, like, his leg never connects with his leg to trip him. It's,
There's certain shit that you just shouldn't slow mo. Unfortunately,
it was the wind from his leg,
from and
just
mullet.
like, it just swept
And
the
mullet.
dude up in the air. That's
It's a tornado.
It's one of the only things Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's the only one that can do that. Actually,
Yeah, the only one.
But he can only do it when he has the mullet.
Yeah. Exactly. The leverage. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a propulsion system.
Yeah. You guys ever played Sonic and Sonic 2, where Tails has 2 tails? Yeah, it's the same thing.
Exactly.
Same idea.
Yeah. I mean, if the guy can crack a walnut with his ass, what can he do?
Yeah.
You know
well,
what I mean?
see, that's the thing is you transfer the power of cracking walnuts to the mullet. The mullet spins, and then he takes flight. Come on, man. It's basic science.
Transfers the power from his ass.
Well, that's a powerful ass, Jarek.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you don't got to tell me.
Yeah.
Denim was tight.
I know that.
Denim was tight.
Noted, dude. So I do want to praise his mullet in Timecop one more time.
Right. We can go back to Timecop.
I do want to give
Timecop
a shout out to Janice Alexander, who was the hairdresser on set. And I looked up, they're the hair stylist, I should say.
Deep.
And I looked up the 35 films that Janice worked on. You ready for this?
I'm fucking excited.
Because Timecop to me is like, that's fucking hair well done.
Yeah.
Where would you put Timecop on your list of her movies currently without the rest of them yet?
Probably the best one.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, yeah, I don't know, you tell me.
Best movie or just best hair?
Both.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I could tell by how adamant he was. He meant both.
Yeah.
He meant it.
The Dark Knight, Inception, Spider-Man, Prestige, The Dark Knight Rises, Thor, Gran Torino, Starship Troopers, Men in Black 2, Drag Me to Hell, Last Samurai, Contact, Hulk, Me, Myself, and Irene, That Thing You Do, Little Rascals, What Lies Beneath, The Monster Squad.
Wow. Wow.
Charlie Wilson's War.
Okay.
Flags on Our Fathers.
Flags on Our Fathers?
I think it's Flags
of Our Fathers. Of Our Fathers.
God, there's so many flags on me.
On Our Fathers. Street Fighter.
Oh.
Wow. So we're going to see some more of her handiwork.
Street Fighter, Timecop, Universal Soldier.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Timecop is her best JCVD.
Yeah.
I don't know. You said Timecop is a better movie than all of these, though?
Yeah, all of
That's
them.
what I was going to say.
Every single one
Double
of them.
Impact.
Okay.
Oh,
nice.
man.
Yeah. Anyways. There's a
She
few
must have
more,
been his,
No,
his
I think,
favorite.
I think Derek's comment tracks.
Damn. Yeah, that's
a
super
stacked
impressive.
resume. How many Oscars
Especially
has she won?
'cause Thor had some pretty
Only
killer
one for Timecop's hair.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
That's some good work.
Anyways.
Yeah. This is definitely her best work with Jean-Claude Van Damme. The Street Fighter hair, I am excited to talk about that. I am excited to talk about a lot about Street Fighter, but for now, Timecop and Sudden Death both have same director, Peter Hyams, who would go on to do some other later Jean-Claude Van Damme movies.
He's a really solid director.
Yeah, he's a great dad movie director. There's some solid fucking action flicks.
I mean, these two movies fucking rule. So
Yeah. Oh man, I love
it's crazy
how
that
Timecop. Go ahead first.
Finish each other's sentences.
Finish each other's pie. I love that Timecop was made before Sudden Death.
Yeah.
the better movie, especially if it's the same guy.
Well, what's weird or what's funny is let's see. So Timecop was the first Van Damme movie to gross 100 million worldwide.
Damn.
And his highest grossing solo movie as of 2024.
Wow.
However, that
thing was
was
huge.
Yeah, but Timecop was like, that was his peak. Because after that, a year later, his success led to the studio offering him a 3-picture deal, which would earn him $12 million per movie. But he demanded $20 million per movie because that was Jim Carrey's salary at the time. And the studio was like, you're fucking nuts. Because Carrey's films still out-earned his Van Damme's movies like 3-1. But then later he said that his rejection was more about consolidating his Hollywood status than the money. But it basically tainted his reputation and nobody wanted to work with him again. Plus he was obviously in substance abuse and got into it with a lot of people.
Yeah.
But like on Timecop,
but that's a conversation for Street Fighter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But like, yeah, he was. I'm surprised that because you said this is the same director as Timecop and Sudden Death.
Yes.
Yeah. So they must have kind of got together after
Enemies Closer from 2013, I think. Same director, Peter Hyams and Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah. So they just keep coming back.
So many fucking movies,
dude. It's insane.
Who, Van Damme?
Yeah.
Van Damme went on a big like straight to DVD kick. When I was working at Blockbuster, I would see a new Van Damme movie on the wall like every couple months.
It feels like even during the period of when it was him versus Arnold and Stallone and whoever else in the picture at the time, like it still felt like Van Damme did more movies. Like he had more stuff coming out.
Well, I mean, obviously we're going to get into it, but
he's listed as just look at 85 movies.
Yeah, and I mean, just look at the handful that we've already got picked for 6 episodes.
Yeah,
5. Yeah,
and there's it's a lot of movies.
He's in Minions. I hope everyone listening is ready
Minions.
Because this is all you're going to get until like
for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Look, the world is falling apart, and we want to see good prevail every now and then.
Honestly, yeah, that's one of the unexpected journeys that I ended up going through watching these films, is because I watched 2 of these on just a tube TV, and I had so much fucking fun,
dude. Yeah,
and I wasn't expecting it. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. And then after this one or these 3, I watched Die Hard 2. And it was just, there was something about just dumb action movies. That
fucking awesome.
Like, I don't know what it is about that compared to today, where it's like, it was just stupid fun. Everything was fun.
Yeah. I think that's what it is that the movies now, there's some really good like action movies that have come out recently, but they're not usually fun. Like, I think that's what makes Nobody work so well, is because
it's stupid.
It's stupid, and
and that's what makes all the fucking Jason Statham movies
because he recognizes.
He's a fucking beekeeper.
I think that sometimes that's where his stuff falls apart, but the ones where it acknowledges that stuff is when it's always better.
That's why the Fast and Furious franchise is still going as strong as it is.
Right.
It's because it definitely doesn't take itself seriously.
Yeah, but they go too far.
They suck.
I don't watch them. I've only seen the first one.
What? Those aren't your favorite movies, Derek?
I like bad movies that are good, not bad movies that are bad.
Now, I will say, Fast 5
was
incredible.
Amazing. Fast 5
that movie was great.
I wasn't. I've only seen the first, fourth, and fifth.
No,
maybe.
Dude, Fast 5 was like a complete departure from the. Yeah, it was a complete departure from the formula of that franchise. It was a total heist movie. It wasn't the same thing as any of the other ones.
I think I've only seen the first one.
And then after that, they just completely went to a completely new fucking thing where like The Rock is a fucking superhero and shit.
Yeah, he's doing.
I got disinterested right when I got My driver's license. I was all into drag racing before I got my driver's license. Then I got it. These movies aren't for me.
This isn't what driving's like at all. It's so misleading.
Forget about it, cuz.
No, so good.
But yes, the fun 90s action, we definitely miss that because they do. I think some of them just try to take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
Well, or I was gonna say it's not grounded in like real world depressing shit.
Yeah.
I mean, when you really think about it, I mean, each one of these things is pretty depressing. But it's the way it's presented is just different. It doesn't feel as heavy.
Well, it's over the top, goofy action. Like it's unrealistic.
Right. I feel like not everything. And again, I sound so fucking old. But so many of these movies now, it is. It does. It feels so fucking heavy and overly dark and overly bleak and overly like.
It's because that's like when it gets to the point where the capitalism of it all takes over the fucking creativity of it all, then you just got a bunch of bleak motherfuckers making bleak movies because
and also
everything's bleak.
I don't know how much creativity I can give credit to Hard Target, but it's not like they cared. It's like, hey, Wilford Brimley, you're gonna be Cajun.
Well, see, but here's the thing:
that's fine.
I think that the creativity I think that there's creativity in all movies, obviously, but creativity specifically in John Woo's movies is. It depends on what you're going for. He didn't give a fuck about making a good movie. Mm-hmm. He gave a fuck about making one of the coolest fucking gunfights and car chases and the rest of the movie might suck, but at least it sets it up.
Right. He knew
he directed birds.
All the birds.
All the birds.
Yeah.
Look, you need birds for a good movie.
Dude, the slow motion white dove shots in Hard Target were those were good birds.
Is there anything cooler? No. Ask John Woo, he'll tell you no.
Yeah. But yeah, he all of these movies, well, no, not Sudden Death. I mean, he had some epic parts, but I feel like Hard Target was really of a perfect example of a director going, you're JCVD, I'm going to film this movie around what everyone wants to see.
I 100% think that Sudden Death does that too. Because, I mean, look at the rest of it. It's like hockey is the filler. Sorry, Derek.
No.
But like hockey's the filler. But like the rest of it is not him being like, oh man, let's see how good we can make him act. It's let's give him a 20-minute fight scene and then have him hang off of the ceiling of the fucking...
I more so mean Sudden Death is Jean-Claude Van Damme saving the day.
Yeah.
Whereas Hard Target is look at my fucking biceps.
Yeah,
I'm now in a tank top. I'm doing flips through fire.
We have a roundhouse kick quota that we need to meet in each act.
Yeah, but
his dad's a fireman.
Yeah,
but his dad's a fireman, Justin. His dad's a fireman. He pulled. Did you see that one pull up? He did that one pull up. That was over the ice rink. That's insane,
dude. Speaking of pull ups, I felt really bad about myself because that 6-year-old girl was able to pull herself up from that grate, and I kept saying to myself I'd be dead.
She's just gonna hang there.
Very light.
Yeah, are you talking about his really dumb daughter that got kidnapped again at the end?
She's 7.
She doesn't fight back at all, though. Like Powers Booth is running up the stairs with her, and she's just along for the ride.
Getting kidnapped.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing, girl?
You guys are terrible. I also, there's no way that seeing this movie again between this movie and the end of Batman. As a kid, I had a terrible fear of grabbing onto a ladder that's suspended from a helicopter.
Yes, 100%.
And then having to hold on to the very last rung of that.
Yeah. And as it flies away, and then
as it flies away,
am I going to be able to climb up? I'm going to have to climb up. I'm not going to be able to climb up.
I won't
be able 50
to climb
rungs.
Up.
There's no way.
There's no way. You're so high in the air.
There's so many oh my god, there's so many drop kicks that inspired me in these movies, like the 2-foot drop kicks. So many just iconic kid moments of this is what an action movie is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I sound like I'm shitting on JCVD and I'm really not, but I feel like his movies,
unless he wants you
to. But He might.
Watch me too.
But I feel like his movies appealed more to the younger me.
Yeah.
That's not saying that I didn't watch the fuck out of Rambo. Like I watched Rambo obsessively. Same thing with Masters of the Universe. I have the poster right there. But something about JCVD movies were more fun as a kid.
Yeah.
I ended up watching. I don't know. It was just different.
It's interesting because the movies themselves don't stick with me. The moments in the movies stuck with me.
Yeah.
Whereas,
I
like,
get that.
Dude, that was a haiku.
I am a poet, and I didn't even realize it.
That was profound, dude.
Yeah, it was. It was. It's the moments that matter.
Yeah, it's the moments that matter. Creep-O-Rama podcast. It's the moments that matter.
No, not again.
That's the whole quote. Creep-O-Rama podcast. It's the moments that matter. No, not again. Chainsaw sound.
But yeah, because like, I mean, pick apart this conversation we're having. It's like, oh yeah, the time that he grabs the board that's on the fire, or that's on fire.
Yeah.
Oh, the time he does the flip over the fire.
Yeah.
Oh, the time he's on the fucking thing. It's all about those moments that are framed epically.
The crazy thing is that like Hard Target, the concept of the movie is crazier than any of the parts in the movie, but they don't really go through with it.
It doesn't matter.
Because like you've got the past and you've got what is it?
Most dangerous game.
Most dangerous game. Surviving the game is the one that I was thinking of. Yeah, surviving the game.
Dangerous game is the 30s one.
Yeah. Well, it's all the same movie.
Yeah. That movie.
But like,
I haven't seen Surviving the Game in fucking ages.
I mean, we should do a fucking episode on that, the past and most dangerous game.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, and the Hunt.
And the Hunt. Okay,
and Gamer.
Yeah.
There's several others.
Yeah.
Start a list, Eric.
Yeah. I'm sure it already exists.
I'd be very surprised if it didn't.
Yeah.
Fuck, what was I talking about?
I don't know.
You were saying the plot is crazier than any of the sequences in the film, and they barely touch on the plot. Like we're just supposed to,
the plot.
Yeah, like it's just like
no, there's this whole syndicate of people that hunt humans for sport, and they
you see two guys get sort of hunted.
Yeah. They're just vehicles to get to the Van Damme.
And this sleazy fucking dude who's constantly sweating and always holding a cigar is the one that gives them homeless people to hunt.
Yeah,
right.
And he accidentally gave him a homeless guy with a family. So now Jean-Claude Van Damme has to kill him
motherfucker with tight denim. The mullet's got to save the day for $100.
Dude, I wanted to be him so bad when I was a kid.
Oh,
I had that trench coat.
Me too.
Damn. So dope.
I got that black trench
didn't
coat.
Have the tight denim though.
I did have pretty tight denim, but that's just because I grew up
poor. Biceps, did you?
No. So that's what's funny is I bought this part's not funny. I bought the black trench coat finally in middle school, and then Columbine happened like a week later.
Of course.
I wasn't allowed to wear a black trench coat ever again.
Why not?
But I also have
returned that one to Burlington Goat Factory.
I got it. I think I got
They're
it.
like, this is the fifth one we've gotten this week.
And then because of sudden death, I was a Penguins fan as a kid because I wasn't super into hockey, but I was like, oh, I love sudden death, so I'm a Penguins fan. I like the black and yellow. I like the Penguin mascot, and so I have a Jaromir Jagr Penguins jersey that I got for Christmas. Now I'm obviously a diehard LA Kings fan from LA, but I'm still like, when the Penguins are playing anybody else, I'll root for the Penguins because I'm like, Jean-Claude Van Damme saved them. Yeah.
I like Sting. I never listened to any of his music before, but I respect that he makes it.
I mean, hey, I was a Mighty Ducks fan because of the movies.
Yeah.
A ton of people.
That's a lot of people. Yeah.
Totally. So going back to Timecop, since we're on epic moments of JCVD, I remember in the trailer they showed the shot where he's tied up, the guy's behind him, grabbing him. And he walks up the wall.
Yeah.
Yes.
That 9-year-old Justin, that melted my mind.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with that move.
Bro, even seeing it this time, it took me right back. I was like, that's so amazing.
Yeah, it's so odd. I've seen it in so many other movies.
Yeah. None of them are as clean as that.
Yeah, but nobody pulls it off like he did.
Nobody pulls it off like that. That was so good.
Yeah. I just love that Timecop starts they're like, we have to set the tone.
Right.
And so it's like a 5-minute like conference with this guy's like, hey, so there's this guy who's working on time travel. And they're like, no way. And he goes, and he figured it out. Oh, what? Yeah. And shit's already fucked. So we've got to get some law enforcement to help us fix this.
Also,
question.
Never ever take the guy who's too excited to head up the time division.
Right.
Right. That guy's clearly a bad guy, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah. So my question was, and I think I'm putting way too much thought into Timecop. But
impossible.
I'm going to preface that. So they made a scientist creates time travel.
Right.
And then instantly people on the other side of the world, some terrorist organization has the ability to time travel.
Yes.
Did they ever get into how the terrorists got the technology from the scientist guy, or did I space?
I don't think that they actually specifically explain all of that, because that would be too much time.
Which is weird to say in a movie called Timecop.
But I think that because there is one point towards the end where it said that McComb has the original time machine, the prototype never got dismantled.
So
that's how he was able. That's how McComb was able to use it.
Right.
Now, even though there was the TEC, but I would assume that either he leaked it. I'm assuming that everything is connected.
He's got a leaky time machine.
He's got a leaky time machine. He's got a leaky acceleration pod, bro. What are you going to do about it?
JCVD goes back to 1986 and takes Ferris Bueller's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He did.
Yeah. Okay. I was also like halfway through the movie, I was like, wait a minute. JCVD's been time copping his way through like time for the last decade. And you mean to tell me he just didn't go back to save his wife then? That'd be the first thing that I did.
He's not allowed. He's a law-abiding police officer.
You know what I mean?
Well, no, but that's the thing is he's the good.
Shit.
Yeah, but he's the good guy. He's the good guy of the time insurance corporation.
The time police.
But isn't that how the movie ends? Isn't that what he does do?
Yeah, but that's after he's already been like,
why did he do it before?
A decade?
Yeah, he waited 10 years.
Yeah, I have a chance.
He was building up to it.
Yeah.
I do like that when he did stop his partner, because he was like, I gotta take you in now. You're trying to biff this thing, and I can't let you do that. And so he takes him in, and they're like, because you did this, you've been sentenced to death, carried out immediately. And the way they do that is just send him back to where he jumped out the window. We're just going to let you complete your suicide 100 years ago.
Yeah.
But also, that raises the question, like, what if they weren't in the middle of falling off of a building?
Yeah.
You're
we would have carried out a normal state-sanctioned execution, but since you just happened to be midair when we caught you, we're just going to go ahead and take advantage of this moment and let you splatter on the sidewalk, and it'll be 1930s mess. They can clean up after you.
You know what? It actually costs significantly more to do this.
Yeah. I will say though, Hard Target's my favorite one out of these three. But
really,
me too.
Yeah, by
me
far.
Too.
But I did notice that despite the wall walk, that was epic. A lot of the fight stuff in Timecop was really, really solid.
Yeah.
I did feel like it started to take I don't know, the choreography kind of took a back seat compared to Hard Target. Like the fight in the kitchen was a great fight. It's got a massive split in it. So it was solid. But it's the whole time that he's fighting the Asian guy, he's literally holding the knife like this, and then the Asian guy is just attacking the knife. And I'm
he doesn't move at all. Yeah, it's very that's the knife.
That's how
good
was Jean-Claude is. He looks like he's standing still.
The knife fight was egregious.
Still kicking your ass.
The rest of it, I especially the fucking kitchen scene. It's like Home Alone fighting.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gimmick fighting as opposed to a fight scene.
Right. But I also, maybe I'll play devil's advocate. Maybe
that's a different movie entirely.
Yeah, totally. But maybe it's because they were trying to push those two characters like Timecop and Sudden Death, even though Timecop, he is a cop. maybe they were trying to push him as a more normal character.
Yeah, definitely.
So it wouldn't make total sense that this guy, I mean,
knows like full martial arts. Yeah, right. It feels like Hard Target was designed to be like, all right, we have this martial arts fucking superstar. Let's build a movie around him and everything he's capable of, and let's get one of the best martial arts directors ever who wants to make a splash in America. Let's make it be his American debut. And Hard Target was a look at what JCVD can do. Don't worry about the story. Just look at what this fucking guy can do with his legs. And then that catapulted him to, they were like, now we need to make a legit sci-fi action vehicle for this guy. And they weren't so concerned about make him roundhouse kick every fucking character at least 2 to 3 times, but actually build a good sci-fi action like plot around him. And so you don't get
which is oddly poignant.
Yeah. I was watching it and I was like, man, this is not an escapism moment at all.
Yeah, your TikTok, Josh, was right on point.
Yeah. As soon as he said that, he was like, I'm gonna be the 80s again, the top 10%. And I'm like, oh, that's generous. 10% this time. Okay. Yeah.
Fuckers.
What's funny is I think that the action scenes and stuff are better in Sudden Death than in Timecop, but Sudden Death is not as good of a movie as Timecop.
Right. Well, Sudden Death, I feel like had a bigger. I mean, it had to have a bigger budget. Derek, you usually have the numbers for these. I'm curious which one of these movies, like, if
I would. I mean, it seems Sudden Death just because of the location. But the location, the owner was the producer,
right? So,
like,
Sudden Death probably bigger. I think,
like Timecop's not crashing helicopters.
Yeah, Timecop was more supposed to be like a sci-fi.
Sudden Death wasn't really crashing helicopters either.
What are you talking about, Derek? Dude, that's where half the budget went. That's a real helicopter.
Yeah,
it was God just slowly inserting a helicopter into the civic arena.
I got answers here. Okay. I'll start with Hard Target, 19.5 million.
Okay.
Timecop, 27 million. Sudden Death, 35 million.
There we go.
That makes sense.
There we go. That makes sense.
And like you said, saving a bunch of money on the venue and like half the band. Yeah. You can like I read that half the fans were like invited, so like they didn't have to pay them.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I would have gone to that.
Yeah.
Easily. You don't got to pay me.
No.
I'll hang out.
Just put on your Penguins gear.
Yeah.
Come watch Jean-Claude Van Damme swing from a lamppost. I do like how long it took the audience to notice there were 2 men fighting in the ceiling. Like, I'm like, I get it. It's Game 7. Your eyes are on the ice. But somebody is eventually going to be like, what the fuck is
20,000 people?
Yeah. Right. Eventually someone's going to take a drink of their beer and they're going to be looking up. I'm like, wait a minute.
Or notice some fucking like 9-year-old kid sitting by himself, nervous as fuck. Someone would help him.
Yeah. I was kind of wondering why, like the people around those kids were so like, we are not looking even anywhere near this kid.
Yeah.
They are not our problem.
They saw him spray his sister, and they're like, let that little asshole fucking
that kid.
be alone. Yeah, he's a dick.
Fucking Tom Hanks' kid from Sleepless in Seattle.
Whatever happened to that kid?
That's him.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm saying
yeah. They saw those movies and they were like, we don't want to work with this asshole.
Suicide by cop, actually.
Jesus. That's pretty rough. I don't think he did that bad.
I mean, he felt like it.
Well, he shouldn't.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought he did great.
Here's a quick question. I know the answer to this, but I'm still going to ask it anyway. Is it? It's not possible that car doors are bulletproof, right? Because when you watch, like they can't be. Like,
they are in action movies.
They are in action,
but not in real life.
Like,
in most of them,
like dude, in every one of these movies, where like, and I can't remember what I just watched. I think it was I started watching the newest season of Fargo, which you were right, James. Holy shit,
dude, yeah.
It's like in every movie. Like the first thing you do is hide behind a door, and every time, and it's overwhelming. Like especially in Hard Target, where everybody just get like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna hide behind the car door.
Yeah,
and I'm like, it finally like I mean, I've noticed it before, but it's so excessive where I'm like, there's no fucking way that would work.
Not unless
slow down a bullet, I'm sure.
A little bit, yeah, for sure.
But not enough.
Right.
It depends on the bullet. There's so many different variables.
Yeah, but I can't imagine.
For the most part, just a car door is not going to stop a bullet.
Yeah.
Especially with the fucking weapons that they're running with. Like, you know what I mean?
Like,
they're professionals. They're not using 22.
Maybe these are the same movies where people hold up bodies to use as like human shields.
Maybe the 80s cars.
That's not gonna do it.
Yeah.
The bullets steal those fucking cars.
That's the weird thing, is that a body is actually better at absorbing bullets than a car door because of the liquids.
Yeah.
The liquids really like fuck up everything. But a car door, it's just like a sheet of metal, maybe.
Yeah, it's right through.
James has shot a lot of people. He's put in the work to test these things.
Yeah, he tried lining them up, and he was like, "I only got through 2 because of the fucking liquid. If I had you guys just standing behind car doors, this would have been a lot easier."
Yeah, man. You guys fucked up. We just put a car door in between each one of you guys, and then I'll shoot the 5 of you through that. It'd be so much easier.
We'll start early tomorrow.
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna have to go get a bigger gun. You guys are gonna have to come back. We've already been shot 3 times. Look, you signed up for it. You signed the petition.
I do like beyond predicting that somebody would say we need a rich man in office who doesn't have to listen to anybody, and everything else. We're not nearly wearing as many shin guards as Timecop assumed.
No,
people in the future would be
really
wearing.
Just me out here.
That was like first thing I noticed. It was like, okay, so everyone's gonna have big chrome earrings, mullets, not like good mullets, like weird.
Some of those haircuts have come back.
Yeah, some of those haircuts have worked.
Yeah.
Those, and everyone's wearing fucking chrome shin guards.
Yeah,
dude, the henchmen in Timecop.
Yeah,
especially the
straight
big
out
ones.
of
the big guys. So iconic.
Yeah, it's
the future there is 2004.
yeah. If they only,
it's only 20
knew.
years away in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the big henchman guy, like those dudes were straight out of late 80s WWF wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
straight out of it.
Also that,
and I was wearing shin guards in 2004. That trend's over now.
But yeah, that's why I picked it up, because I was like, it's retro now.
Were you playing soccer or?
No, dude, just hanging out.
Just chilling with JCVD. When he fucking snaps that
Casey
dude's
Jones is the only one.
Yeah,
got the memo.
Yeah. Oh, that's another motherfucker I really wanted to be when I was a kid.
Oh, dude, Casey Jones and Ninja Turtles 1, man.
I liked hockey masks because of Casey Jones before Jason.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, I love Jason, but Casey Jones in that first film.
Casey Jones prepped me to love Jason.
Yeah.
Oh, Jean-Claude Van Damme for 1 minute in the final act of sudden death is why I like hockey masks.
Especially goalie masks. I mean, look at them.
Oh, goalie masks are fucking sick. I got a whole book about goalie masks.
That's awesome.
Oh man.
You know, another irrational fear that I had going back and watching these movies really made me understand
your same matter occupying the same space at the same time.
Not that.
I'm so terrified of turning into bad CGI. Holy shit.
God, that was rough.
That was one of the I blanked that out of my mind.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it too. Like whenever he pushed him, I
remember that part. Hard. I remember them going together.
It was a slow motion, forceful. I'm gonna fall into you.
Because the guy's just like, no, don't. It was like full Austin Powers. Like you had plenty of time to step aside.
Just roll.
Step away.
You just got to roll.
Yeah. But what I was gonna say is, rewatching these made me remember all of the source of all the irrational fears that I had as a kid. And same thing with like quicksand. Like you always thought that would become more of a problem.
Is Timecop why you're afraid of spiders?
No, there's no spiders in Timecop, are there?
Yeah, never mind. Come on.
Oh, okay.
We can skip.
Is Timecop why you're afraid of time travel?
Yeah. No, it's like you always thought that quicksand and the Bermuda Triangle were going to be really big deals in your life, but they never were.
They are big deals.
Both horribly disappointing.
They're real to me.
Yeah. But also,
we know the quicksand's real to you, Derek.
We know we've been down that road. But
that
hanging
road?
on, hanging on the end of a ladder suspended from a helicopter, and then same concept, but watching it all in these movies is having to hang one arm over a ledge, like at the end of Timecop, whenever he's holding on to the gutter, and then to make it worse, you got to hold somebody else.
Oh yeah.
It's not gonna happen, dude.
That's possibly my favorite version of it though, because she's badass enough to just grab the gun and kill the motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah.
But game over.
Yeah.
That point, game over.
Yeah.
Well, but you saw him do a full pull up in sudden death.
Yeah, I know. It's game over at that too. Like It definitely made me realize
you just got to get Jean-Claude Van Damme ripped, bro.
Because you never know. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
The time is upon us. We're in our 40s. I think it's time for us to all get Jean-Claude Van Damme ripped.
Yeah, dude.
Let's do it.
Splits for days.
He was still doing splits between two trucks when he was older than we are now.
He still looks fantastic.
Go do a split between two trucks. You'll be able to do a pull-up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what gives you pull-up strength. His leg flexibility.
Yeah, it's the strength of his ass.
Yeah. If you could break a walnut,
hey man,
you could do a pull-up.
If that's the source of his power, then I'll buy into it.
Certainly the source of
just
his
him
life.
Flexing his butt cheeks is what propels his body up to do a pull-up.
Yes, 100%. Do you guys not know about muscles and stuff?
Yeah, the muscles work differently on
muscles and stuff.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
that's the name of this episode.
Yeah,
dude, muscles and stuff.
Dude, JCVD is built different.
Yeah, he's the muscles from Brussels. That was his nickname.
That's true. Yeah,
there he is. Yeah, he is, and he still looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like 64, I think. He was born in 60, so yeah, 64, 65, depending on when
64?
Yeah,
I still fully believe that he could break a walnut with his ass.
Oh, totally. I bet he does it. I bet he did it today.
Yeah,
I want to watch.
He's doing it right now.
I want to watch that the Bouncer movie. I didn't really know much about that until
Bouncer movie.
Yeah,
the Bouncer.
Yeah, I've heard that's one of his better ones. He's had a couple of standout. And who here watched Jean-Claude Van Johnson?
I have not seen it. I remember that trailer.
I think I started watching it and
wasn't
really
funny.
Wasn't super in the right mood for it.
I gotta check that out. It's on Prime.
When did it come out?
7 years ago.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was like I would say 2017, 2018. It's about Jean-Claude Van Damme is a pseudonym or whatever, like an alias, where he pretended to be a famous actor for many years because he's actually a secret agent.
Yeah,
and it's.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty ridiculous.
You know, I'm glad that he has seen. I mean, I know he's still doing some pretty movies, but like I'm glad to see that kind of after Expendables 2, he kind of came back into the fold to where people found him and enjoy his stuff again.
Well, I really think that that's the most interesting thing about those movies is that it kind of gave all those, because Rutger Hauer had a resurgence after those too.
Yeah. And because I don't know what it was filmed for. I don't know if it was for a documentary or what. I don't know. But I remember watching or seeing some clip where he's in. This is like tanking the fucking fun vibe of this episode. Sorry,
I know exactly what you're about to say too.
But there's this clip where it's him and his wife, and he's in his kitchen, and he's having like a full on breakdown.
Damn.
And he's talking about like how hard he tried to work and like nobody gave a shit. But I mean, I understand, like at the same time, like he was not a good dude.
Well, I think he was
at certain points, you know,
that was a documentary. That was a documentary.
Do you know what documentary it was for?
But I remember I remember he's crying. He's in the kitchen, and he was talking about early in his career. He's like, I busted my ass, and like how intimidating it was in America. Is like everyone was like,
right.
You know, he was obviously foreign, and he's like, they all had perfect teeth, and I had to like, I remember him specifically saying that, and he had to go get like work done, and
Yeah, it sounded like
basically like I did what you guys wanted me to do, and you still
Right.
fucking spit me out. You know,
right. And
Something
what
like that.
and what sucks is like that's rough to think about because like again now will be the uplifting part of this part is like going back to watch these. It's like, dude, his movies were it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like all the sacrifices dude had to make and all the shit that he got. Like these were fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They were just a lot. Maybe it was because, and I keep going back in my head, is like maybe Rambo. Like again, I fucking love Rambo, but they're not as fun because I think maybe the subject matter for Rambo is just way too fucking heavy.
right. And I mean, and they still are fun movies, and they're badass movies. But you're right. I mean, these Van Damme movies, for me, it all starts off with Bloodsport. Like that's the like pinnacle Van Damme.
Right.
And dude, that movie started an actual fucking sport. Like MMA, fucking like the UFC is here because of that movie.
That's
like
crazy.
no doubt about it.
Oh, for sure.
And it's but yeah, like his movies were so fucking. I don't know if I recall as a kid thinking they were fun. I more so like envied the guy. Like I so wanted to be him.
Oh yeah,
he's just such a
He's
badass.
the fucking coolest. Like, look at all the fucking shit he does.
Yeah, I think
and,
I wanted
and
to
all
be
while like flying through the air half the time.
Yeah.
right. I think
It's
that's
weird that became a punchline.
Yeah.
of sort. Like it became like, oh, like, but yeah, you're right. Like the resurgence. I mean, he's basically Limp Bizkit.
Pretty much.
with cooler hair.
I was looking it up.
And splits.
There's a couple of documentaries. Was this a more recent one or is this an older one?
It was within a decade, maybe.
I remember living in Orlando when I saw that clip.
So there's
it was a while
that was
ago.
like 15 years ago when I saw that.
Well, apparently there was one that came out 2 years ago called Jean-Claude Van Damme Blow After Blow. And it was also retitled Van Damme Split Personality in some countries because they talk about his bipolar disorder. But in 2011, there was one called Jean-Claude Van Damme Behind Closed Doors.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
So
I think that's what,
I don't
maybe
think
that's
it's
what it was.
streaming anywhere. I got to find it now.
Yeah.
But
Blow After Blow seems messed up.
that's probably why they changed the name.
Well, yeah, because it's like, yeah, well, you know, maybe blow after blow, he's hitting a lot of people, but
Well, no, he punched somebody after he did a rail.
Well, I was thinking that it was just blow after blow. His movies tanking in the late 90s and into the 2000s.
Well, I think it's him taking
him
the
just
blow
taking
of
hits.
that and also doing
physically
blow.
and
I think it's just him
metaphorically,
doing blow and then doing more blow.
Yeah.
I think it was
we
him
would all
doing it
get
after he
roundhoused.
watched the Johnny Depp movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he was here, we would all just get the shit kicked out of us.
Yeah.
I really want to watch Welcome to the Jungle.
That one
What is that?
That one's ridiculous. I watched
Van
that
Damme movie?
Yeah, it's Van Damme and Adam Brody. He's like this office company whatever plans a company retreat to like learn teamwork, and Van Damme is their like
Sounds really familiar.
survivalist.
I've seen clips of it.
trainer who's taking it way too fucking seriously.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
It's
The
so
lives
funny.
this guy has lived.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to extend
Oh,
this series.
His name in Welcome to
Hey,
the Jungle is his name is Storm.
Yeah.
That's it,
Yeah.
just Storm.
Storm.
Just
That's
Storm.
that's the poster.
Wow.
so good.
Okay.
That's great. Not your typical day in the office.
No, if you're in a jungle.
I kind of want to start a list going of how many splits Van Damme has done on screen throughout his career.
You know, just make
Yeah,
like a
that'd
whole
be good.
smash cut. That would be a separate episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
Dre,
dude,
can
that'd be an
can
hour
you
long.
put that together,
Yeah.
Dre?
Just so many
it'd be
splits.
so fucking long.
I'd
They are
actually be
glorious.
surprised if that
Derek's
doesn't
list
already
of how many
exist.
times he takes a shit.
All right, Google AI says Jean-Claude Van Damme has performed over 80,000 splits in his acting career.
There's no way.
80,000?
There's no way. That's
Yeah.
that's
I
impossible.
mean, maybe considering multiple takes, but
Yeah, no, it's got to be on screen. There's no way. There's way. There's no way.
It says from 1984 to now, Van Damme was in nearly 50 movies, and in those nearly 50 movies, he's executed more than 80,000 splits.
No, that's not possible.
That's from 2013.
Those 50 movies.
That's an article. That's not AI. That's an article saying that.
Oh,
80,000. Hold on. Divided. Yeah, that's
1,600 per movie.
1,600 splits.
Oh no, that lines up. That lines
Yeah.
up. Timecop. You saw him do 1,600 in Timecop, didn't you?
Yeah, just every line he delivered
They
while
were
doing
great.
the splits. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And that movie was 5 hours long.
Anytime JCVD is in a close-up, he's doing a split by contract.
That's an excerpt from an article that's titled "Crotch Sport: The 15 greatest splits of Jean-Claude Van Damme."
So
what's number one? What's number one?
So they're clearly being sarcastic in the article.
Yeah, it's got to be.
And this is why you can't trust AI to summarize the fucking news for you.
Number one is in Bloodsport.
I
think it's the nut punch.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
Yeah,
okay,
obviously.
yeah, that one's good. Count them down.
Yeah, count them down.
Second one, it says Cyborg. I don't know which one.
You can't talk about that. That's a spoiler.
Okay.
Just get real weird about all.
Third
of
one
them.
is Bloodsport again.
Jeez,
I don't know which one. Fourth one in Kickboxer.
Can't talk about that one.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Fifth one is Bloodsport again.
Jesus fucking Christ.
The sixth one is Timecop.
Is it always
Timecop and the countertop?
The countertop. That was a good one.
That's a good one.
Seventh is
It's
Black
electric.
Eagle.
Oh, I haven't seen that
Eagle.
one.
I haven't either. From 1988, Black
Wow.
Eagle.
It's a good name.
8, Double Impact.
Ooh, okay.
9, Replicant. I haven't seen that.
Oh, yeah.
2001.
I vaguely remember that.
10, No
it's not
Retreat,
great.
No Surrender.
I'm stoked.
There we go.
That one.
11, Double Team. 12, Kickboxer. 13, Bloodsport again.
Jesus.
Okay, come on.
14, Black Eagle again.
Is it all the same Bloodsport split?
No,
This one's so good it earned 6 spots in our top 15.
Yeah, I'll send you guys the article. Crotch Sport.
Thank you.
Oh man. Thank you. I needed a new phone wallpaper.
Yeah.
Oh man.
How'd your phone say crotch sport? Don't worry.
That's a hilarious.
You don't know
word.
JCVD?
Yeah.
The fuck are you talking about?
Crotch Sport.
Oh man.
You're not a fan of Crotch Sport?
Yeah. Come on.
No.
Let's hear these numbers.
Yeah.
Right. So let's
I'm
go to
curious.
hard target first. We got 61% tomato meter, 50% audience score.
Fuck
What?
everyone.
What?
Sudden death, you've got 51% tomato meter, 40% audience score.
What the fuck?
Jesus.
Timecop, you got 42% tomato meter, 37%.
What?
Fuck everyone. Fuck everyone.
Yeah.
See, you guys
That's-
get mad.
that's
That makes me
crazy.
happy. That makes me love these movies so much more. Like it just
you're
fuels
not
the
wrong.
fire of like, you guys are fucking dumb.
You guys are wrong.
Yeah.
You guys are so
I don't-
wrong.
These are
Yeah.
great.
No, yeah, man. No wonder fucking current day sucks.
No one who has time
Nobody
to
knows
sit,
how to have fun.
You know what? No one who has time to sit and talk about movies knows what they're talking about.
Yeah. Well.
Which curious about the letterbox because hard target 3.3.
Okay, that feels higher.
Yeah, sudden death 3.0.
Okay.
And then time cop 2.9.
What do people
So
don't like
why?
Time Cop?
I don't understand that.
Well, it's a dumb movie.
It is.
No, it's just good.
You know what? I hadn't thought about that.
It's just a good
I
dumb
hadn't
movie.
thought about that. It really. You know what I think the problem is that you go into it wanting it to have more time travel, and there's not a lot of timing or copying.
I do
I
like
just- I
the
don't
full
think
Total
peop-
Recall like sequence of
Yeah.
the time travel.
Yeah.
I also love that it's like we have to put you in this massive
Right? Yeah.
vehicle
Yeah.
that clearly is just costing hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars every time we launch it. But then you've also got this
You
little
just got a
thing on
little
your
pad.
belt that's going to take
Yeah.
you back whenever
Yeah,
you need to.
like it literally confused me whenever he got into the pod the first time because I was like, wait, didn't he just like bop his thing and like come back? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
so what happened? So let's play this out real quick. So
yeah, you got to Back to the Future DeLorean.
You're thrown into a wall in order to get going. So
the other thing just pulls you back.
Right, but so does that mean that you're just like, but you come back in the pod?
Yeah.
Going the other direction, which is a whole other situation.
Wait, oh yeah, you're right. I didn't notice that.
So, what?
Well, I mean, to be fair, this is the same. This is the same movie where I don't know if you guys caught in one of the scenes where
wait, an inconsistency?
Nah, well, not an inconsistency.
Oh, okay,
but
that'd be ridiculous.
This is the same movie.
Never.
Did you guys catch that when he was on the platform and he had his gun aimed down at the senator guy or whatever, the main bad guy, and they he had to go down there. And instead he jumps over the railing and then slides down the pole. There's a staircase like right here.
Yeah, but
like,
why?
Literally,
but,
like
he
right
needed to get down there
why would
faster than
JCVD?
stairs.
But he also needed to
get
get to. He dropped down to where the bad guys were.
Well,
so he could put the gun immediately on them.
He
also left the little thing that he made them throw up there because they had to get back up to it. And like, why don't you just pocket it?
Just you had to have the scene of JCVD showing off his skills.
Yeah,
I'm not hating it. I'm not dogging.
It sounds like
I think it's great. I'm just saying. There's more important things in this in JCVD's movies, and they're hidden. They're not logic.
It's true.
Everything else takes a backseat. Like everything else is in a different fucking vehicle.
Yeah, in a different timeline.
Yeah, in a different timeline. Especially in Timecop.
Just floating in the void, waiting to get called back by Trackman.
I do feel like nobody mentioned the one scene in Timecop that was quite formative for prepubescent Josh, because it's such an unexpected shot of the early showings of what VR pornography is going to look like. Because it's just out of nowhere where they're like, oh, we're in the office, let's go check on how this is going, and then it's bam, like the most erotic music, naked woman on the bed. And I just remember seeing this as a kid. I was like, what is this, a different movie? What is happening right now? And I
damn it,
I was surprised that of all three of these, that Timecop's the only one that has any nudity in it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
it's crazy.
I think I texted
the VR movie he was watching was Crotch Sport.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the Timecop was like peak 90s. There's a sex scene in it 11 minutes into the movie.
Yeah,
like that doesn't happen anymore.
And it's like barely a sex scene.
Yeah, so
like they're fully nude, but you're not like, man, this is hot.
Focuses more on his ass.
It's more about him than her.
So he probably wrote it in.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
They're like, no, dude, we got.
Do you guys have any lasers that I can go under?
So speaking of the virtual reality scene, I read that the virtual reality nude scene was originally supposed to be a nature documentary about beavers.
What?
However, the off-site film team got drunk on the evening of shooting and ended up in a strip bar. The next morning, they woke up realizing they had missed the bus to their nature reserve and had to instead film one of the dancers they had met in the club the night before.
What?
I think that might be a lie.
Maybe, but it's also Timecop. It's the production of Timecop. I could totally buy it.
Yeah. See, I feel like movies today will never have any lore. Like,
that might be true though, because I was looking up everything on IMDb and I was like, I wonder what she went on to do, and she has no bio or anything on IMDb, and she has 2 other credits, and it's like backup dancers in other like sleazy 90s movies. So that's got to be.
She got her start.
Crotch Sport,
Crotch Sport, Part 2.
Yeah. It's a lot better than the first one.
Tight. I just love they just use it for the one-liners. What's the looks like safe sex to me? Like we gotta make Jean-Claude Van Damme funny and relatable. How can we?
And I love that The worst one is when he fucking kicks the frozen arm off of the dude and goes, "Have a nice day," and then later it's like, "I should have said freeze."
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
so good.
That's fantastic. What a treasure! What a fucking treasure of a human being.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that there are multiple versions of Hard Target because it was originally rated NC-17?
What?
Oh, really?
I did not know that.
There is a 128-minute work print that exists, but it's in lesser quality than the 116-minute test screening version. It's mostly the same as the test screening cut, but it includes no music score throughout the whole film, which would suck because the music in Hard Target is so good.
Yeah.
Is great.
It's also missing a lot of sound effects, but there are alternate and extended scenes of dialogue, alternate and extended shots in for certain scenes, and then additional shots and missing shots that the German 4-disc edition 4K has included as an extra feature.
Jeez.
I love that the Germans have a 4-disc version.
Yeah, they were like, "This is the greatest movie ever."
But it says the international version. The international version is 99 minutes long.
Okay.
Was submitted for an R rating, but got an NC-17, and the American R-rated version is 3 minutes shorter. So Bender removing the arrow from his shoulder is replaced with an intercut shot of Van Cleef just walking. Bender apparently killing 2 enemies with a gas canister got taken out. The second arrow that hits him in the leg is removed from the American version, so there's a continuity error where he's got an extra arrow in him that we didn't see happen. His corpse drifting downstream. In the sequence where Boudreaux repeatedly shoots an enemy whilst holding the pistol upside down, the amount of gunfire went from around 35 shots to 15, and the deaths of 2 biker enemies were just removed entirely. Close-up shot of an arrow protruding through an enemy's throat is removed, resuming on him falling to the ground. We did see that, though. We saw the arrow in the throat.
Yeah.
Maybe there's at least I did on the Blu-ray, so maybe they did add that back in, because that was Wilford Brimley shoots the guy through one of the floats. And I remember when I was watching it this time, I was like, I don't remember that graphic of an arrow through the next scene, so maybe that was just added in. The scene showing Natasha shooting a bearded enemy is partially obscured using an intercut shot of pigeons.
They're dogs.
God damn it.
Yeah. There's some close-up shots of wounds and stuff. This is all listed on IMDb. I don't know how to watch it, though.
Yeah, now I want to find that print.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of Natasha, I love when he asks what her name is. She says Nat. And he says,
"Oh yeah,
your parents named you for a bug."
Short for Natasha.
Yeah.
Natasha.
Yeah.
He's just a simple bayou boy.
I also love.
Yeah. What kind of a name is Chance? My mama took one.
My mama took one.
What does that even mean?
Mom took a chance
by keeping him.
Yeah,
she took a chance on a 5-year-old kid with a mullet.
Yeah, like what? It wasn't even
glutes.
His mom.
He was born with those glutes.
Yeah. It's like, what is this giant ass Belgian child doing on my doorstep
in Louisiana?
I guess I'll take a chance on him. Your name's Chance.
Yeah. Just wait.
She took a chance. She took a chance with a complicated pregnancy. She's a baby coming out doing splits.
I came out feet first.
1 foot first.
I wonder how old.
And then you gotta like wiggle it, and then you pull it out, and then pull the rest of it out.
Yeah.
I wonder how old JCVD was the first time he was like, "Yeah, I could do the splits."
He was
just always
3 months.
I think always.
That's how he was born.
Yeah. That's
Sideways came out and split.
It had to have been.
It's a complicated pregnancy.
Yeah. Is he breech? Actually, no. I've never seen this before.
Yeah. We've got a foot.
Oh man.
Oh, both. So his feet first? No, not quite.
Just
feet
the one.
First.
Came out doing a split and punched the doctor in the nuts.
Yeah. This list of things in the NC-17 version is still so long, but one of them says, in the scene where Fushan is shot with a shotgun, the close-up shot of his exit wound is removed. And I don't think we see a close-up of his exit wound. We just see the windshield, explode with blood.
So there's like a fucking shotgun wound?
Apparently there's a close-up of his exit wound after he gets shot with a shotgun. But I'm like, they cut that out, but we still saw the ear scene.
Right?
With that fucking sound effect. That was so gnarly. Like,
yeah, I don't know why they didn't put out a an unrated version.
Right?
That's weird.
Great question. We're gonna track it down. If anyone's listening and knows where to find the full director's
Jean-Claude Van Damme,
cut,
if you're listening, let us know.
Yeah.
And,
if JCVD is listening to this, he's gonna want to punch us with his feet a lot.
We love him so much.
Like a lot.
Because we love him so much, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he'd understand.
Yeah.
I
where we're
feel
coming
like
from.
he'd be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Prove us wrong, Jean-Claude.
Yeah.
Come on the podcast. Let us know.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, let's be friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. I'm glad we got confirmation.
Oh man.
I'm reading some quotes from the movie that I had forgot about. These are funny. Do you need a doctor? I hate them doctors. I don't remember this one, but it's funny. Tell your girlfriend to point her titties north and step on the gas.
Oh, that one's
yeah.
Because he's like, get the fuck out of Dodge. Like you knew that guy. They were like, these are the only lines you're getting.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm going to be the most memorable motherfucker in this whole movie.
That's great. What a movie.
So good. Also, there's a reason. Oh, maybe that's not Hard Target, but that is a very similar mullet. But that's what Jean-Claude, I think it is Hard Target. Jean-Claude's profile picture on IMDb is Hard Target. So that just confirms that that's the best version of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I mean, it is. It is. Like, I don't think there's nothing that comes close.
I am sad
as far as his mullet.
Oh, clearly. I am sad that I haven't been able to play as Jean-Claude Van Damme yet because he's in the latest Mortal Kombat game. And,
wow, I didn't know that.
Because Johnny Cage, JC, was modeled after Jean-Claude Van Damme, and they wanted it to actually be Jean-Claude Van Damme, and then things didn't work out, and so they're like, all right, we're gonna make this like douchey movie star who's clearly a parody of you, and we're gonna call him Johnny Cage, and that's you. So in Mortal Kombat 1, the newest version of the game, there's downloadable content, and you can choose Johnny Cage and then do an alternate skin that turns him into Jean-Claude Van Damme. And
that's awesome.
Jean-Claude Van Damme actually did the voice in the game. So he talks shit to the characters, and it's him.
Just unfortunate.
I'm going to kick your ass so hard.
They go down a river.
The next Bison wannabe is going to feel it.
Feel it.
Oh, man, I can't wait to talk about that one. I've seen that movie so many goddamn times.
It's so ridiculous.
What's the next three we're doing?
Cyborg, Street Fighter,
so it is
and Universal Soldier.
Oh man, that one's gonna be a ripper.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Fucking great. And then after that, we're doing.
Yeah, you should.
Right?
Yeah,
resend the list if we, or I can probably go back into the conversation. But so I can. Save this to a note and keep track.
Right.
So much.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
I posted about sudden death on Twitter. I was just like, I'm watching a movie produced by the owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins from a story pitched by his wife, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, where they turn the mascot into a cold-blooded killer. And one of my buddies was like, holy shit, how did I not know this existed? And I was like, oh man, you are in for a fucking treat. And I was like, we're doing a Van Damme-A-Thon on the podcast right now. This is one of the greatest months of my life.
It really is.
Yeah,
just
I went
unbridled nostalgia.
Yeah, I was on Blue Sky while I was watching Hard Target, and I went through a string of posts, and all of it is just slow motion Wilford Brimley. Then another one was just this movie has slow motion everything. Slow motion gunfights, slow motion arrows, slow motion explosives, slow motion roundhouse kicks, slow motion horseback riding, slow motion windows breaking, slow motion's grenades falling, slow motion's dove flying. Okay, that's kind of random.
Of course.
And the last one was just the power of the mullet compels me. The only person to like any of those was our artist, Matt.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That was it. Everybody else was probably like, you guys are fucking weird.
Fuck is this guy doing?
Why are you watching Hard Target?
Yeah.
And it's because it's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's great mullet, tight denim.
Perfect movie.
Yeah,
lots of close-ups of arrows flying through the air.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
awesome biceps.
Some of them rifle propelled, some
That's
of them
the
bow
scene
propelled.
when he wraps the grenade in the shirt.
Yes.
And then just flexes for no reason. He's not picking anything up. There's no need for him to just double the size of his arm right there, but he does.
No, but he does.
Why does he wrap the grenade in his shirt?
Doesn't he hit somebody with it?
No.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Doesn't he swing it around?
Swings it around, hits somebody in the face with it.
Doesn't he? I don't.
He's got to keep it on
it.
he doesn't want to lose it
sure,
because he's going to use it later.
Yeah.
Apparently, in the original cut, he just runs up and drop kicks Lance Henriksen's character, who flies into the pile of garbage, and then he throws the grenade on top of him and leaves, and it blows up. So I'm really glad they changed it to hunting season is over.
I also love
headbutt.
that Lance Henriksen stuffs the grenade down his pants, kicks him, and then he manages to get it out and get it unfucking like taken
Instead
apart.
Of throwing it.
Instead of throwing it, first off. But also, I love that he takes it apart. He manages to get it apart, and then it still sparks and goes off.
Yeah. Total total 90s moment.
What a fucking noob. What a common L.
So what's the best? Because that's a tough call. Because Lance Henriksen, I think, is obviously top tier. But
Powers Booth, though.
Powers Booth. Yeah, I was gonna say, what villain's death is the best of these three? Because as shitty as the CGI is, the Timecop one is pretty fucking ridiculous.
That was pretty brutal.
It's got to be Powers Booth, though, just for the pure like. How long
just looking
that
over
fucking
while
helicopter
just staring out the window
that
of the helicopter.
Look, we've
Dude,
seen
it crashed
things
for
fall.
the entire third act of the film.
We've seen big things fall. They don't fall slow. They fall quicker. And I love that, like, you get, like, it's falling, and then there's explosions, and then it comes back, and he's falling again. And then there's more, and then he's falling again, and then it cuts to the fucking helicopter going down, and then he's falling again.
Dude, it takes forever.
Just repeat that, like, 5 more times.
Yeah.
Also, Powers Booth rocks a costume.
Yeah. I mean, he's really good.
Disguise.
You can't tell it's Powers Booth.
No,
not at all.
I don't know. I would say
the daughter could because she stamped him.
I was like, oh
and
man,
still got fucking kidnapped.
I was gonna yell at
such a
TV.
kidnappable
Like, Daddy,
kid.
it's the man, Daddy, it's the man. I was like, speak up, honey.
Yeah.
Like you're in a packed stadium.
Really, it's Van Damme that's the dick there. It's like you just got your daughter
Just
back.
got her back.
Can't keep an eye on her.
Let her fucking walk away like that.
Oh no, not again. Bad dad.
Come back to your daddy.
You son of a bitch.
I had a little girl and she got away from her daddy
5 times.
Oh man,
same movie. Oh man. All right, cool.